$17.95. Today's apartment is really well priced, and the location's really good as well. It's on 53rd Street in Midtown. How can it be this cheap and be in this location? You know what? Let's go see for ourselves. This location is phenomenal. We're in the middle of Manhattan, and this would be so convenient for pretty much anyone if they lived right here. But I'm really curious to see how big this apartment is. How you doing? A laser distance measurer? What part of the store would that be? I think I could have got 2 of these on Amazon for the price that I paid for this here, but oh well, I got it today and we can measure the apartment with it. Midtown is just so interesting. As you move away from the busy center of Manhattan, you just can't help but feel the neighborhood transforming from a commercial setting to a residential setting. And there's this odd mix of old buildings and new buildings right next to each other, which is just something really interesting. If you live here, you're getting this classic vibe that only comes with Midtown Manhattan, and you're also able to get, if you live a little bit further away from the busy parts, a residential apartment in an actual neighborhood setting. It's very weird. It's like we're on the cusp of 2 different worlds colliding with each other right here. So here we are on 53rd Street and 3rd Avenue, and the apartment is just down the block here, but what's cool is that right here on 53rd Street, there is a subway entrance. So this apartment, not only is it in an area of town that is already just incredibly convenient, it would be so easy to just get on the train and go wherever it is that you want. On the 3rd Avenue side of 53rd Street, you've got all of these big office buildings that are just totally associated with Midtown. But then on the 2nd Avenue side, it starts to really look like a residential neighborhood, and the street itself has jazz clubs and local bars and cafes all over it. Most of the time, stuff that's in this neighborhood is super expensive because we're so close to where all the action is. We're south of Central Park, but close enough to walk there if we want to, and we're by a subway train that could take us anywhere in Manhattan that we might want to go. Usually those are things that you end up paying an absolute premium for when you're renting. And that's why I'm so curious to check out this apartment, and that's why I'm excited to measure it and see what we're actually working with here, because I can't imagine that there aren't some sacrifices, which is what we're gonna find out in just a second. You can't tell me this isn't convenient. You've got a Starbucks right here, and then right there is the entrance to the subway, and right there is the apartment. You don't have to like Starbucks, but hey, that is convenient. Oh! This is so much bigger than I expected, and it was only 1 flight up. Oh, man! Whew! All right. I have to catch my breath. This is so much larger than I thought it was gonna be, and for it to be on the 2nd floor, this is a good apartment. Normally stuff that's this price is like a shoebox, but I mean, like, let me show you around. So right when you walk in, The front door is here and the refrigerator's here, and the kitchen is in this nice little hallway that you see behind me. Now this is really nice because to have the kitchen out of the way and not have it as part of the living space really makes an apartment like this that's a studio so much more workable and so much more convenient. Nice. There's a hood, there's a light, there's a vent, and there's plenty of cabinet space here too. That's great. And the appliances are all full size. Now, none of this is brand new and none of it's glamorous. It's not gonna win any beauty pageants, but to have a full-size fridge and to have a full-size stove and to have all of this cabinet space is awesome, because most of the time studios have just like the worst kitchens that are tiny and unusable, but you could really get a lot done in here. But really, the best part about this apartment is the living space. I mean, this is a massive amount of space for this price. This is insane. Although the view's not the greatest, these two windows let in a ton of natural light, and this apartment's never gonna feel dark and depressing ever, because there's not a direct line of sight to the street. We're insulated from all of the noise that's usually associated with Midtown, but we're not insulated from the convenience of it. This is where you'd put your bed, and you've got a huge closet here with overhead storage, and then you've got this whole area over here for your living room setup. You could set this up however you want, and this is gonna work for a large number of people just because of the flexibility that you get with this layout. It's time to measure it and see how this works. All right, let's see how wide the room is. So the room is over 17 feet wide. All right, so from that dot to right here, okay, 13 feet. 10 feet. As you can see, this room is 17 feet across. This area here is about 10 feet, and the area that we're standing in here is about 13 feet deep. So this is a big space that you could really do a lot with. Yeah, this is a really big closet. You have a lot of storage space here, and it would be really tough to fill this up, especially if you're the only one living here, because this thing is really deep. You can hang stuff up here, and then you've got all of this space underneath, but we have to look at the bathroom to know what this apartment truly offers. Bum, ba-da-dum. Like the rest of the apartment, this is not super glamorous, but it is very functional. Luckily, you do not have a standing shower. You have a full-size bath with a tub, and there's plenty of room to move around in here, and it doesn't feel super cramped. It's also nice that they've put in vanity lights above the mirror, which, does this have a medicine cabinet? Oh, it does, that's great. I didn't even know there was one. I mean, look at the clearance between the medicine cabinet and the wall, but okay, so we know it's big, we know it's in an awesome location, and we know that the layout is super functional because of the way it's divided up. But let's talk about some of the downsides. You might have noticed this already, and I might have alluded to it. This is not a brand new apartment, and in fact, it's a little messy right now because someone just moved out. You can see that there are some marks here on the door from the old tenant. Those are gonna get painted over and cleaned up, but even with light renovation work, the kitchen and the bathroom aren't gonna change. They're not brand new, they're functional, but they're not brand new, and they're probably gonna be left as is unless something is broken. So you're not getting a brand new apartment, but in my opinion, that shouldn't be expected for $17.95 in Midtown on 53rd Street and 3rd Avenue. So I think that overall, even though it's not a brand new place, the floors are in really good shape. The rest of the apartment's in good shape. With some light renovation work, this place is gonna look awesome. that is just mind-blowing how much space you're getting for such a low price relative to other apartments you could rent in Manhattan. And it's so big and it's in such a convenient location. Anyways, if you want to rent this apartment, send me a message on Instagram. My contact information is in the video description. And if you want to see some more apartments, check out this playlist right here. This has all of my other apartment tours on it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.